Well, good morning or afternoon or whatever time it is wherever you receive this letter. It's my weekly message on our newsletter, and again, I'm Bruce Parker. Hope you're having an incredible week and an incredible year. You know, it's already the first quarter is over. It's amazing how fast 2012 has gone by already, and my first question is, are you on track for your 2012 goals? You should have 2012 goals. And right now, you should know where you are pertaining to them. Good news is, if you're not on track, get on track, because you have an entire year of 3 more quarters to get back on track and get caught up. I want you to be able to say, this was the best year of my entire life at the end of this year. So put yourself in check right now, review your goals, and go forward. One thing that's been kind of prevalent a lot in the news has been the economy. The economy, people talking about, you know, the unemployment down, things like this. There's some true and some false to that. Quite honestly, I know chiropractors are having their best evers. I know chiropractors that are complaining about the economy. So I think some of that comes down to choice. How we choose to look at the economy is very important. Wouldn't you agree? And therefore, if we choose to say that the economy is down, we're going to then make it happen in our practice. Right now, also, you're seeing a lot of new seminars and different types of programs regarding around business. I've had a business program now for quite a few years, have a hard time getting anybody there because who wants to talk about business? Well, now more than ever, I believe the business is the most important part of your practice. We have to reconsider everything because you have to have an economically viable practice. If you have an 80s type practice, large practice, lots of overhead, you know, based on high insurance reimbursements, then you may want to reconsider if you are currently up to date. Right now, I mean, the housing has gone down half or less. Economy is different. People are looking at things different. Things are being, I call it an economic reboot. And so we need to actually get serious about considering where you are financially with your community's income and all those things, and realizing that insurance is probably not going to be your bedfellow anymore. And if you prepare now, even if you still have insurance, congratulations, but prepare for it getting less and less and less. You know, it's the talk with Obamacare and all these different types of programs that are going to be eliminating chiropractic anyway. So realize this, chiropractic grew. Chiropractic was the fastest growing profession in healthcare, especially when I started chiropractic college in 1973. We were on the top 10 of best professions to get into. And there's no insurance back then. In fact, not all states were even licensed yet. So we're still a new profession, and realize people want the benefit of chiropractic. Sometimes they just don't know that it exists. We align ourselves with the medical model, which is failing. We align ourselves, you know, with such high fees that people can't actually afford. I mean, ask yourself. I mean, I've seen people charging $180 a visit, 3 times a week, 12 times a month. Do the math. Can you afford it? And so, therefore, that question keeps coming up. They can't afford it. They can't afford it, and they quit, and you miss out. Imagine if all those people that came through your door because they come there looking for help. They want your help. And if you're economically viable, even with a payment plan, if you're viable so they could, you know, be able to afford your care, you're going to be attracting a lot more patients. I think it was 1985. I was not doing the insurance game. I remember having collections on my personal practice of like $985,000 in 1985, and my fees were $21 and $31. $21 for adjustments, and if I did a Cox maneuver, it was 10 more bucks. So 21 and 31, and I collected almost $1 million in cash on my own personal production. You know, we had other offices at the same time, but that was just me. And that was in the 80s when everybody was, you know, going big on the insurance. I just didn't see it. I just stayed with a good, viable practice, affordable fees. I did my new patient lectures every week. I was getting 15 to sometimes even 20 referrals in a week. My average was about 45 referrals a month, and I was criticized by a practice manager telling me that I gave away $4 million that year. He said, based on your numbers, You could have brought in $4 more million. Well, that wasn't the best news, I guess. It would have been nice to have that $4 million, but My question is, would I have had all the referrals? Would I have had the constant, the people that continued on year of care and on and on? I mean, I had a viable family well care practice. And quite honestly, I can live pretty good on $1 million. Just, I guess I'm cheap. I guess I got low self-esteem or something. But the point being is, I found that what I loved about practice was that people came and it became a family. Not at first. They came for the same exact reasons then as they do now. They got an acre of pain. They want a quick adjustment. They want to get out of there quick. But through our process, they understood what we had to offer. It made sense. It was affordable for them, and they took it for themselves and their entire family. So do a reboot on your finances and see where you stand. Okay, next subject. May 11 and 12, we're going to be having our business seminar. It's Friday from 1 to 7, Saturday 8 to 5. I've changed the hours a little bit to make it so you can start on later on Friday to travel on Friday morning rather than Thursday night. Hopes to help some people. We're staying a little bit later on Friday night than before to make up for that time. But it worked out great last seminar, so we're going to try it again. Joining me this time is the New York Times best-selling author of the book Killing Sacred Cows, Mr. Garrett Gunderson. I've just spent a lot of time with Mr. Gunderson, and he is spot on for knowing how to understand the best way for a chiropractor to deal with their finances. And we're going to go through, I'm calling it the financial blueprint, the total financial blueprint. We're going to start with practice and how to maximize our profit in our practice, and then Garrett's going to come in and talk about what to do with all that money you're making. So we're going to go through the beginning of making money all the way to how to safely invest it and how to minimize your taxes and maximize your wealth. So it's going to be a great program. If you have any questions on that, there should be on the next week. We should have a link for registration. I'm just giving you a warning right now. So seminar May 11 and 12. Reboot your finances. I'll see you next week.